Hey, how about that? Hey, everybody, it's Matt with the DPI podcast. That works a lot better. That means that the rest of the show will be fine. And you won't even get to see this because it just kind of starts at the intro, so it doesn't matter. We've got Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel. We've got a couple weeks worth of news since we decided to take the 4th off. And we've got the Food and Wine Festival menus. So, big show tonight. Definitely hang out. Check us out. We'll be back in about a minute. Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome to Disney Planning Insights. Through creative content and live shows, we explain the hidden details of the Disney experience so that our clients can execute memorable adventures. Together with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, we have helped hundreds of clients plan, book, and prepare for magical Disney vacations. Let our experience help you avoid common planning mistakes and maximize the enjoyment on your next Disney trip. Hey, what's going on? It's Matt with the DPI podcast. We're having some fun tonight. We got a big show. We've got food and wine menus. I've got Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel over on the other screen. We are ready to go, even though we're a little bit late getting on tonight. But it is what it is. So let me go ahead and bring over Mr. Salvadori, and let's start getting into some of the news. Peter, how you doing tonight?
Tired.
Tired. I am too. Long day. I will talk to you after the show about it. But yeah, so we've got...
Let's just talk. Wow.
Two big things today. We are 60 days out from D23. Are you excited yet?
Oh yeah, absolutely. 4 days ago, got to book our dining for our arrival for our trip. That went pretty well, I will say. We got kind of... Sorry, my shoe just fell off. Yeah, that went really well. We got all the things we were hoping to get to around the times that we wanted. So really at this point, we're just hoping that everything we booked works out well, because we still don't technically have the D23 schedule. So yeah, super, super exciting for sure.
Yeah, and then today is also the 3-year anniversary of all the new Disney BS that we've had to deal with. It is 3 years since the parks reopened, so...
It is 3 years since they took away fast passes.
They took away everything. No dining plans, no fast passes.
Everything we ever wanted to do in our lives just snatched away from us.
So parks reopened. They started their phased reopening on July the 11th, 2020. We were actually in the parks that weekend. That was probably one of the cheapest trips we've ever taken, and we stayed at Riviera.
Oh, that's right, because they totally gave it. They basically gave you Riviera
at Caribbean Beach price.
Yeah, crazy.
That's the beauty of having a travel agent, though, because if I would have tried to pull that off myself, it wouldn't have happened. But you called and you were like, "Hey, this is the deal," and you made it happen. So.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was, but it was something about you were supposed to be at Caribbean Beach, but Caribbean Beach wasn't opening, but we had the reservation in place. And it wasn't going to be open in time. So then they tried to move you to like something that was going to be open. I feel like it was maybe Coronado or Port Orleans or something like that. And I was like, in what world can you move a client completely to a different aspect of the property? And they were like, oh, I guess that's a good point. Yeah. Well, Riviera's right next door. I know it is. That was my point.
And we would have been perfectly fine with a studio, and we ended up with a 1-bedroom suite for the week. So,
holy cow!
Yeah, it was fantastic. So
yeah, it was something to that effect. And I'm like, no, they wanted to be on the Skyliner. They didn't want to be off by Disney Springs.
So cool thing going on. We started our Disney this or that. At the end of June, kind of soft rolling it out, and we're rolling with that right now, and we've got a couple of new subscribers out of it. The first one is going to be Elizabeth Dacklin. Thank you for subscribing to the show. Great to have you here. And the other one is going to be Michael Haney. Thank you, Michael, for subscribing to the show. Again, glad you're here. Glad you're enjoying the stuff. And if you guys want to see any Disney this or that's, where we're kind of putting different rides, different restaurants, different hotels, different characters and parades up against each other in shorts, let us know. Put it in the chat. Send us a comment. Do something. So, do something. Like something. Share something. Do something.
Would you?
I mean, we need an active crowd. That's what we need. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's get the timer on the news, and we have quite a bit. So we've got 15 minutes. We'll see how far we get. Well, and this is going to be interesting because I need to put up a new window, which is going to cover you, I think. It didn't.
Not much to look at.
All right.
I got a face made for radio.
So first off, let's talk about food and wine, because food and wine is the big thing. We got food and wine menus released this week. So when you think about food and wine, where are you going first in food and wine, and kind of give the layout of what food and wine is for maybe somebody that hasn't been there before, and do it in like 3 minutes.
This is crazy. Okay, so Food and Wine Festival is arguably the largest of the Epcot festivals, not necessarily in the number, well, in everything. If you've ever been to a festival and you know how they put out little booths, like quadruple that. There are so many food kitchens that get put in and around World Showcase. Kind of like for every food kitchen that is there for the Flower and Garden, add another one. And that'll put you close to the number of ones that are around there. And then that whole area over by the test track area, Guardians of the Galaxy, in between the creation shop, like all of that is, I don't know what, 4, 5, 6 more stands.
Yeah. Like so 30 stands this year.
Yeah, tons of stands. And I think if we were to look up the number for Flower and Garden, we'd see, 15 to 20. So really, really awesome. And what's great about Food and Wine is Flower and Garden, you just kind of get a blend of new flavors, a lot of local ingredients and farm grown and things like that. But at Food and Wine, you get a lot more country and cultural pieces. And so around World Showcase, many of the booths are additional countries' cuisines that have been added into the festival. So my favorite festival, looking forward again to this year, a lot of fan favorites, but quite a few new menu items. I was trying to pull it up here real quick while you were introducing this. That's why I've been kind of like, you're on there like, why is this gate slightly lower?
You're good.
I
So
was trying to pull it up because I wanted to look through, because I remembered a couple of things being like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, so there's 4
What are you excited about?
4 new places. Let's hit those first. It's going to be Char and Chop, Wine and Wedge, Bubbles and Brine, and Swirled Showcase. So Char and Chop's going to be good. Again, it's one of those flame grilled. It's going to be pretty awesome. And then what I'm really looking forward to is the Brewing Lab at the Odyssey is going to be the creations of Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and his assistant Beaker from Muppet Labs. So think about Pim Kitchen Muppet style, and that's probably what we're going to get at the Odyssey this year, which the Odyssey is that building, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of behind the Figment statue. It's kind of that building out in the middle of nowhere. Between kind of where Test Track is and then working over towards Mexico.
That is, yeah. The secret. But I always love going in there. That place is always one of my favorite festival locations because they always have tons of tables. It's in the air conditioning and it's fairly lightly traveled because a lot of people don't even realize, because it's just so out of the way to most people's vision.
And then let's talk about the Eat to the Beat concert series. We touched on it a few weeks ago, but let's talk a little bit more about that while your mouth is watering on screen.
Yeah, I pulled them back up. Oh man, it's There's a lot of pictures in there.
Eat to the Beat is basically a concert series that's going to be held on that American stage back in the back of Epcot. And you can eat at a number of restaurants and get preferred seating to these concerts as well. So there's a huge concert lineup. Everybody from like Boys to Men to who else is there?
Plain White Tees, Bruce Springfield.
Yeah. So,
Criss Cross. Well,
check out the full Christopher Cross. That is not Criss Cross.
Right. That's why I said I better.
Those are two wide
Very
parts
different.
of the spectrum.
Very different.
King and Country, Tiffany, the Bacon Brothers, Joey Fatone, Aaron Jones, Philip Phillips, Baha Men, Mercy Me, Ray Parker Jr., Toby Mac.
You're just reading the whole lineup.
Yeah, 98 Degrees, Boys to Men, Sugar Ray, Hoobastank.
98 Degrees, a band, and also the temperature in July.
Yes, and it might still be the temperature on September 24th. I mean, that's when they're going to be there, and it might still be the temperature.
It probably will
Hanson,
be. It won't be at 8 a.m. Hanson, that's right. Hanson's.
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy and 38 Special. When we are there, it will be Ray Parker Jr. Oh, Ray Parker Jr. It's Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters thing.
I hope Joey Fatone brings the Impractical Jokers.
So that's Eat to the Beat, and then okay. So what were you mouth watering over?
Well, now I closed it. I stopped watering my mouth. Hold on. Oh, the stuff at the Wine and Wedge.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. And there's a new Flavors of America booth.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, freshly baked carrot cake. Hot
lots of
beef
good
sandwich.
drinks too.
Oh my good gosh. Oh, see all the menus here. Oh.
Yeah. If you want Belgian waffles, go to the Belgium stand. They're going to have multiple styles of Belgian waffle.
Yeah, the Alps is pretty... Ooh, Australia, that's... I don't remember having any of these. Oh, yes, I have. Never mind. I've had some of this. Belgium. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Canada, you never go wrong with that little slab of steak with their truffle and sea salt mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and Brewing is always good. Brewing has got a ton of stuff. Oh my gosh. Tropicalata hard cider and a peach berry hard cider and a raspberry lemonade hard. Oh, that's where I'm going first, folks. I'm going to Brewing. I'm getting peanut butter and jelly sticky wings and a cider flight. There you go.
We have the Tropicalata at the house.
I don't care. It's not at Disney.
I know it's not. It's amazing how things taste so much better at Disney.
Yeah, Bubbles and Brine is interesting. Yeah, it's like seafood, and then champagnes.
Yeah,
which makes sense. Bubbles and Brine. Oh, looks amazing.
Right. Let's move on a little bit. Let's get into Oogie Boogie Bash. So we had our little mishap with Oogie Boogie Bash tickets 2 weeks ago. So they decided that they were going to reopen the queue today, and it went actually surprisingly well. Which for a Disney ticket release is crazy for it to actually go well, but the way they did it is they released like a few dates at a time, and then were able to shut dates down relatively quick once they sold out. So last count, let me see if I can get back down to the bottom of this guy's thread. The sold out dates right now are the 28th of September, October 8th, 12th, 15th, and 19th. And then tickets for the following dates are limited: September 12th, 17th, 19th, 21st, 24th, October 1st, 3rd, 5th, 10th, 17th, 22nd, 26th, and 29th. So basically every other date only has limited availability. And there was pretty a pretty strong sentiment that everything was going to sell out today. So just kind of the way it was going. So Oogie Boogie Bash, good to see back. There, I like how they do it, and I think one of the things that Disney World is doing to kind of match that in the Christmas is this Jollywood Nights now, which is nice. Because when you do Oogie Boogie Bash and when you do the Christmas out in Disneyland, there's just more theme to it. It seems like, Disney World got the huge property and 6 parks and all that stuff. And then Disneyland got all the cool characters, the cool parades, and everything cool for the nighttime special events. So Destination D23 announces its schedule, at least for the blocking. So if you are going to D23 this year, it will only be Saturday and Sunday. I'm imagining that they're still going to do something Friday night, like a welcome or something like that Friday night. They don't have it listed, but that's what they do normally, is they'll have like a welcome and then a party Friday night. From 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. there's presentations both days. At 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. is a break. Presentations again from 2 to 5 on Saturday, 2 to 4 on Sunday. And then they're doing a costume party on Sunday night. Now, Sunday night is our Not So Scary, isn't it?
Yep.
So that'll be interesting because I think a lot of people will be at this Hallowstream costume bash presented by Disney Plus. So could be an interesting out and relatively quiet, Not So Scary. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, big news. Walt Disney World bounce back offer returns.
Oh, that was big news. Yeah.
That's
huge news.
It returned on July the 5th. So, Peter, go talk a little bit about the bounce back offer, because this is a pretty big deal.
It is for people that go to Disney pretty regularly. Like, this is how you pretty much used to always do your trips. You would be there, do a bounce back, and then we would sign a form to get the reservation transferred to me, as your travel agent. Because so the way the bounce back works is you cannot book unless you are currently at Disney. And in fact, a lot of times I have heard some people say that they can, but I've heard many people say that they can't. Unless you are calling from a resort hotel phone, they typically won't even book it for you. So that's how there you need to be. You actually are supposed to call from a resort hotel phone. There is a number to call, an extension from the resort phones that will connect you with a Disney vacation person, not like a travel agent, like a person if you were to just call the number at Disney and say, hey, I'd like to book a bounce back. And what they will do is they will give you a discounted package rate. And I can book you, whatever specials are available. So maybe I book you 25% off your room or 30% off your room, or I get you some meal vouchers or get you a ticket that's really 4 days for the price of 3 or whatever that I can do for you. But the rooms can be as much as 50% off on these bounce backs, and the tickets will a lot of times be discounted to where your whole package ends up being 20 to 30% lower than what you might be able to find out there, which is awesome.
Yeah.
For repeat business.
So the details that they released is it's basically a 35, 30, and 25% tiered based off of the tier of resort you're at. But the big twist on it for next year, and this is valid for 2024 dates right now. So if you're trying to bounce back for later this year, you can't. But there are some blackouts for next year. So most of October is blocked out next year. for fall breaks and that kind of stuff. Most of November is blocked out for next year, which surprised me because only the 25th through the 27th was available, which is Thanksgiving weekend next year, which was weird.
The opposite time.
Yeah. But what they also did release is that this offer can be booked within 7 days of your checkout, either through the extension, the 8844 extension in your Disney hotel room, or if you call Disney booking directly, or if you contact a travel professional within 7 days of your checkout date. So you might be able to book through Peter a bounce back offer within 7 days. Because they probably saw a lot of people doing that, what we were doing. I mean,
Yep.
and that would just make sense. I mean, there's no reason that you guys shouldn't be able to rebook them. So,
Yep. For sure.
So yeah, so that is our 15 minutes. Couple of quick things before we get into the top three. Disneyland Monorail will be closed from July 5th through August 31st for a remodel. There is a huge DVC giveaway for the new Disneyland Tower Resort. So go over to the DVC webpage and you can check that out. And if you're looking for Very Merry tickets went on sale to hotel guests already. So you might want to go ahead and check those out. General sales date was July 6th. And that began at midnight. I haven't seen any sold out dates for Very Merry yet, which is surprising because normally you'll see a couple of quick sellouts when those tickets become available, and I haven't seen any sellouts for Very Merry yet.
The prices are crazy, which leads me to my last couple of things. There's also just a refresh of Haunted Mansion. It's like August 7th through 10th or something like that. And then Bob Iger. Did you see what he said? I think it was yesterday, maybe today.
Where he's wanting to get another contract?
No, he straight up, when questioned about it, said, "Oh yes, I understand that the prices at the parks, at the America parks, are way too expensive." So curious if maybe some conversations are going to happen, and probably not come down, but maybe include some things back in, or maybe rate freeze for a little bit and let us catch up.
Yeah. And he's supposed to be on Squawk Box this week as well. Let me see if I can find that. Squawk
No,
Box.
it's too late. It's time for top three.
There you go. Squawk Box will have an exclusive interview with Bob Iger Thursday, July 13th. CNBC. So, if you want to check that out. It is top three time, though. Peter is right. It is time to rate our favorite things at Disney. So,
did you come over here and steal Chewbacca?
I did.
He's gone.
Peace out. Business trip.
Did the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt with the DPI podcast. It is top three time. I've got Peter with Princess of the Mouse, Disney Travel, and no, please find Chewbacca because the Baby Yoda ears just no. Wow. All right, if this is your first time here, I'm sorry. He's like that every show. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull a chip out of this bag. I've got a corresponding spreadsheet that has a bunch of ideas on what we're going to rate our top three on. What is that? Is that Country? No, that's not Country Bears.
No, wait, man. That's Wicket.
All right. We are going with chip number 20 tonight. Chip number 20 is our line item, and it is going to be this is a good one since you're wearing ears. Top three things at Disney that make you feel like a kid again.
That is funny.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a really good one. You've got 20 seconds.
Planning your first trip and getting overwhelmed by all the details? Planning your next trip and just want some new suggestions on things you haven't tried? Contact me at Princess and the Mouse Travel, and I'd love to work with you planning your next trip to the most magical place on earth.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. All right. So we are back. We are at number 3, and these are going to be the top 3 things at Disney that make us feel like a kid again. So Peter, why don't you go ahead and start us off since you decided you wanted to put some ears on tonight, and let's see where you go with this.
I didn't write anything down yet.
Well, would you quit sulking over the Wookiee and actually be present in the show?
I don't know where he is. All right. Yeah, he would have a lot of really great insight here for this one. Let's see. What makes me feel like a kid again while I'm at Disney? Well, obviously, yep. So I feel like that should be higher. Yep. So we'll go with. I'm going to talk about some of the. I'm going to go with some of the rides, and I'm going to be more specific than just saying rides because perhaps you might also want to talk about some aspect of this. So, for example, what I'm thinking about is over in Disneyland when I ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, or over in either Land or World when I ride Peter Pan or Small World or Haunted Mansion. All of these incredibly nostalgic things that have been there since the very first time that I went to Disney World, which I think would have been 1997 or 8. So you're talking, 25 years later, and I'm still riding the same ride that I remember riding when I was, 12, 13 years old the first time I went. And so making me feel like a kid again is still doing some of the exact same things that I used to do when I actually was a kid.
Yeah,
so,
I'm right there with you, and I think that's going to be my top 3 too. But I think I come at it with a little bit of a different insight on this, because when I'm thinking about the top 3 things that make me feel like a kid again, it's the things that I feel like I enjoy at the same level as my kids right now. And those are going to be the things like the teacups. When we just get on the teacups and just go as hard as you can, and you're just giggling and it's just one of those moments that you're just like, you look around and you see all the kids and you see the parents, and other than the ones that have adverse reactions to spinning,
my wife.
I think everyone in there is just like giggling and just having a good time and just kind of just shrinking down and just kind of forgetting things. And when you're a kid at Disney, it's just kind of forgetting that adult life for a second and just kind of moving forward. So my number 3, kind of the same as yours, but we're going to both go with the rides in a little bit of a different way. So let's go ahead. Let's get to our number 2 here. And our number 2s, before we get there, talk about where people can find you.
Facebook, our website. I don't know. Are all those things scrolling right now? We stopped.
Yeah, they're down at the bottom.
Oh yeah. So Facebook, Princess and the Mouse Disney Travel. You'll find me pretty quick. And then obviously our website has a little form that you can fill out that will get in touch with me, and I'll get back in touch with you, and we'll get rolling. Now is a great time to plan 2024. 2024 has been released. There are no deals into it yet, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't dibs on your room and make sure, because when we talk, I can promise that it won't get any more expensive.
Yeah.
But if I talk to you right now and then you kind of shuffle your feet and then you call me in 3 months, that I can't promise that it won't be any more expensive. And a lot of times I am able to rebook and find deals for my clients as you get closer into the year. So give me a call.
Yeah, and there's still really good deals for the end of the year as well. I mean, now through the end of the year, there's a lot of good deals, except for basically that last week of December. Basically, everything else has a deal right now.
Just about, yeah. And some of them are really good, too. Okay, so my number 2, I am going to go with some type of headwear. So these are my classic Mickey ears that I will sometimes, it's not nearby, but that I will sometimes put over my Mickey hat. But I'm always wearing a Mickey hat. My wife is always wearing Minnie Mouse ears. And, you know, whether it's kind of the new age Mickey apparel that you wear as headwear or the old school, you know, ear hat, you know, that hides things like this on the Soarin' video. So, Patrick's talking to. Yeah, it just makes you feel like a kid again, just putting on some type of a little ear decoration, you know, like you can kind of see, you know, my wife's got quite a bit of a collection. You saw me at the beginning of this segment just grab a bunch nearby because I have to expand the collection from the last couple of trips. There's probably like 10 more sitting here. They're all so cool, and they all have unique things and makes you feel like a kid again, makes you feel like a little collector, makes you feel whimsical, all those good things that we're looking for when we go down to Disney World. So, Matt, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is going to be meeting Mickey Mouse. And,
that's a good one.
You know, when you come into Magic Kingdom, and the first thing you can do is just make that right hand into Town Square and meet Mickey Mouse at Town Square. It's a great start to a day. And I think not enough people think about those things and get in those pictures with their kids and that kind of stuff. Because, I mean, just kind of the goofball is able to come out and, you know, make funny faces with your kids. And just, I mean, even when my wife and I go to the parks by ourselves, we still go see characters. It's just one of those things that we enjoy doing. And Disney does such a great job of putting those characters out there. Now, in World, you have to find them a little bit. In Land, there's a lot more roaming characters and that kind of stuff. But there's just characters from your childhood, characters from new shows, characters from, you know, shows that your kids enjoy. And, you know, it's that ability to kind of connect at that kid level, that you're going into almost like a cartoon state and being part of that. So my number 2 is going to be meeting Mickey Mouse. So let's go ahead and get to our number 1s. And before we do our number 1 choices, if you do have an idea for our top 3 segment, you can put it in the chat, you can put it in the comments, you can go to our website that's going to be down at the bottom of the screen here in a second. But if you're not on the video broadcast of this and you're just listening to us, it's patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning, and there's a little text box up in the top right corner that you can put your ideas in there. So, Peter, what is your number 1 thing that makes you feel like a kid again at Disney?
Pin trading.
Oh, I like it.
That's my number 1. Yeah, pin trading is my number 1 because I remember when, again, I went a couple times when I was a kid, and then there was a very, very long gap before I started taking my own kids. But I remember being absolutely in love with pin trading when I was a little kid. And fast forward to today, I have shared that enjoyment with my kids. And so we love going up to pin boards, or when the cast members used to walk around with them. Hopefully that comes back soon. We love, there's just something nostalgic and special about walking up to a pin board and seeing a really awesome pin that you know is like totally way too valuable to just be sitting on a pin board, or like one of your favorite character, or you're collecting this set of pins that are no longer produced and you find that last one that you're looking for, or whatever else. So tons of memories from my childhood and tons of memories with my kids now of looking at pin boards and finding great finds and having awesome little moments, kind of like what you're talking about. And yeah, characters are a great thing. My wife and I literally went to a character breakfast when we were there for our anniversary. So I should have thrown that in. So I'm glad you included that one. But yeah, pin trading is going to be my number 1. I have not and will not go to Disney World without partaking in at least a bit of pin trading.
There you go. There you go. All right. My number one is the feeling that you get when you walk through the tunnel at Magic Kingdom. There's just something about, it's almost like a portal when you walk through there. You go through the ticket gates, you take your picture in front of the train station, and if you're lucky, the train's blowing its whistle as it's going across the front of there, and you walk through there, and you go from like reality to Disney, and it's just that change in feeling and that change in attitude that you get when you walk in there and you're like, I'm here.
Yep.
And it just the stuff kind of melts away, and you just kind of enjoy yourself. If you're doing it right, you can walk through that tunnel and you can enjoy yourself that day. And that is one of the best feelings in the world, to just, for years and years and years, just walking through there, holding the kid's hand, and just their excitement, and you just get to kind of partake in that excitement, which is awesome. So my number one is, and it's even like a lot of the different parks have it as well. It's that moment, the moment when you come around the corner and you see Spaceship Earth, or the moment where you look down Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Boulevard and you see Tower of Terror. It's those types of moments that I just feel like are those wow moments that are the make you feel like a kid again moments. So.
Oh, and there's tons of those, like you said. Like for my wife, I know it's the first time she sees the castle. My daughter loves when you're coming around the monorail and all of a sudden the Epcot globe pops out around the tree line. Here's one. When you turn up Sunset and you hear the screaming.
Yes.
Like that's like a moment.
Yeah, and Shannon put in the chat, entering the ballroom at Be Our Guest. One of her favorite Disney movies is Beauty and the Beast, and walking into that ballroom at Be Our Guest is spectacular. I mean, it's just one of those wow moments.
For that, the West Wing room is like that moment. The ballroom's grand, but then you like go into the West Wing and
it's just hard to eat in there.
Oh, I know. We've eaten there once, and it was not worth. Because I had to wait like an extra 30 minutes. It was not worth it.
Yeah, it was dark, and I felt like it was colder in there. Like the walls were torn down. I don't know. Yeah. It was just. All right. So tonight's top three things that make you feel like a kid again. Peter, thanks for joining us. If you want to book a trip through him, which you do, find him over on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. Or just put Disney Travel Agents in the search bar, and he's going to be one of the first hits that you get over on Facebook. So, Peter, great show tonight. Thanks for joining us. You have a wonderful week, and we will talk to everybody else next week. Bye now. Hey, Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel joined us tonight. We talked a little bit about food and wine, and we talked about a top three of making us feel like a kid again. If you are looking for us on social media, you can find us a few places. First is going to be over on Facebook at DPI Podcast. On Twitter, you can find us at Disney Insights. On Instagram and on Threads now, you can find us at Princesses and the Mouse. So if you're new to Threads, go check us out. And then always... Thank you guys all for watching, listening, liking, sharing, everything that you do. Also, thank you to our new subscribers, Michael and Elizabeth.